Right, morning. I'm going to do this again now. This is the second time. I've just done it for half hour just then, and it didn't record properly because I hadn't put it on PC screen like that, so you could see everything I was looking at. So while I was looking at everything for half hour, you were looking at me. So I've deleted that. Here we go again. Right, that's recording. We're on the PC screen. Good. Right, so I'm just going to have a smash through Twitter. Let's go to my profile first. It's Fauci picking his nose through his mask. What a twat. And in fact, if you saw Joe Biden last week, he was doing a speech. He pulled his mask down. He coughed into his hand, had a good wipe about, pulled his mask back up, and carried on. Pathetic, really. Here's this lady.
35. We have the finest tanks.
Who's that Pelosi she's got there?
All made in the USA, and our nuclear stockpile. We are in a position like no other country in the world.
Ta-da, Nancy.
Russia, China, North Korea, no country in the world has what we have, and just a lot of religious people in this audience.
Yeah. You don't need to see any more of that. You get the gist. He's Gavin Newsom. A lot of people say that's CGI. Are they already Gitmo'd? Taken care of. Whatever. Upsaver, she's a psychic medium. She's made a lot of predictions. We're going to show you a new world. Those who are blind will soon see the light. A brave new world lies together ahead. We'll take this journey one step at a time. Blah, blah. First indictment unsealed will trigger mass population awakening. First arrest will verify action and confirm future direction. I'll talk to you about drops 34, 35 in a bit at the end. You've probably seen them. They will fight, but you already. Mark and 9. Nothing is what it seems. I told you guys for a long time that JFK Jr. will be Vice President and not Pence. She obviously believes he's still alive. You can read all that. Everyone listen to this. Right, this is what the left. This is Millie Weaver. She used to work for InfoWars. I'm not sure she still does now, but Millennial Millie. This is what the left is preparing.
Undercover inside the Sunrise Movement was able to obtain exclusive video footage inside Zoom chats where Shutdown DC, BLM, and other leftist organizations are coordinating a multi-level coup action exercise utilizing insider help from Democrat Party members as well as federal employees and intelligence contractors.
I'm a management and programs analyst. I work in the national security community.
I spent 3.5 years as a contractor at DHS HQ.
If you read the mainstream press, they all have Signal accounts. Text them, leak everything you can. The journalists I've dealt with have been super ethical in ways to shield me, to be the source of the leaks.
Groups on the outside being able to show solidarity with federal workers.
Making sure that we're naming what is happening as a coup.
Totally agreed in the Shutdown DC conversations that I've been having, and that's not on the federal side. We also are often saying that we call it a coup. They plan to shut down Washington, D.C. and other major U.S. cities starting November 4th until Inauguration Day.
Do we have any plans for how to respond if there's a coup?
Come to BLM Plaza anytime after 4 p.m. on election night. On the 5th, we're going to shut down the White House.
Map the White House and know every access point so we know we can blockade it.
On the 6th, we're going to shut down larger parts of Washington, D.C.
We've been working on a target map and a framework for scenario. So where are all the police stations? Where are all the key government buildings? Who are the Trump boosters?
Members of Congress that are coming in, we're going to meet them at the airports or at Union Station and send them back to where they came from until we deal with the situation that we're in.
We are going to be in a crisis, but we want it to be one that we are creating. Whoever's got the guns can win. Let's take over the buildings. If there are people that are willing to do that, we should support them. Get ready to shut your city down on the 4th or the 5th.
Regardless of who wins, the left plans to take over.
See, they are radical fucking bad losers, basically. Best out of 3, best out of 5, best out of 7, best out of 9 mob recurring. This is, you know, they're talking about, Pelosi's talking about dragging Trump out the White House if he loses, which he's not going to lose. They're going to try a coup, whatever happens. And, you know, they haven't let it lie since they lost in 2016. This is what they've been doing. The Russian collusion, the impeachment, all sorts of stuff against Trump. And it's all them. They're just projecting what they are. There's a gridlock in Paris, apparently, because people are trying to get out. Happening now, highways at complete standstill as residents evacuate at Paris ahead of a second severely strict COVID-19 lockdown. Right. Pelosi, Deep State and the CCP are planning a colour revolution. This includes unleashing Antifa and mercenaries to fill the street and riot until December the 17th to force electors to flip and vote for Biden. Soros-funded mercs dressed as cops sniped protesters in Ukraine 24 may be repeated. Trump and Little Wayne. It's Trump. I love him. I love him. Right, you can imagine the radical left in charge. Or fuck off. That's from James Woods, famous actor, The Left. Now, you can go and find all these videos individually. They're just the rant. You know, they're not up for debate or anything. If you've got a different opinion to any of these lot, they'll scream and scream and scream and scream until they're thick. Shocking. Right, leave it all on the field from here on out. QPH at 0. These entire platforms may go down. So, you know, even General Flynn is saying, over the next 7 days, leave it all on the field. The enemy uses fear to decrease our hope and limit victories. Patriots and freedom will be victorious. Isaiah 43:1, you are mine. Basically, digital soldiers, share as much information as you can, because we might be going dark, the internet might be going down, all communications may be cut. Be safe out there, people. If so, you know why. Make sure you got a bit of scoff and that. Don't panic. You know what's going on. I'm going to read you drops 34 and 35 at the end. This is a letter from Carlo Maria Vigo to President Trump. This is the second letter he's written, or it might even be the third, but this was in the 17 Anon drops, 49, 41. You know where you can go and find them if you want to look yourself. But I'm going to show you that at the end, so you can. I'm not going to read it, but you'll be able to just pause it and read. So, confirmation, Carlo Maria Vigano, that Bill Gates will release a COVID-21 virus next year to usher in the worldwide globalist totalitarian state. Gates has, of course, publicly joked about this. Time for America and to vote for POTUS. That's Natalie. Well, I didn't see this yesterday, or didn't read it. Hunter Biden's turned himself into the FBI. He was personally interviewed this afternoon by Barr and 6 other Justice Department lawyers. He's been stashed in a medical facility in Washington, D.C., where he is getting treatment for his addictions. So far, he has signed statements and provided proof of over $300 million in bribes for the Biden family has received in the last 20 years. The funds are hidden in several accounts in Switzerland, and Hunter has provided proof that Joe Biden has been accessing those accounts and using funds for years. So far, the evidence shows that Joe Biden has personally removed over $45 million in cash and used it for personal items. The information has been forwarded to a special unit of the IRS for investigation. Barr will be meeting with Biden on Friday and recommend he either withdraw from the race or face numerous criminal charges. If he withdraws from the race and forfeit all funds in the accounts, the Biden family, and specifically Hunter, will not face criminal charges. That's from one of the Anons on the board. I read this earlier, not verified, so use caution. What if HRC in the first drop was never Hillary? Yeah, exactly. So that's hearsay. I can't believe for 1 second that these fuckers will not face criminal charges. So Take that. Oh, there's a, I'm not going to read that out. That's a little someone. Let's not forget about this. Classic thread from Doc Holliday. Chelsea Clinton, between Chelsea Clinton and the Church of Satan. There you go. You can pause that if you like. Oh, this is 50 Cent's ex-missus. She's a fucking patronising bastard.
Black people are going to run from the police because they don't want to get murdered. They're scared because they've been scared this entire time. For 400 years, they're scared of us, and they're scared of police. So if you take one issue with you to the ballot box on November 3rd, I really, really beg you to think about what it's like to be a person of color in this country. Black people...
Do you know, it's funny, isn't it? There's so many, you know, black people for Trump, Latinos for Trump. You know, they're just people that can... It is the radical left, and normally radical white people, that are saying black people are suppressed and stuff. It's... Well, you can see this geezer's face here. He's just like... I showed you that. That was yesterday. We've been there, we've looked at all that. Let's just have a look at the home page. The fuck is that? Oh, there's a... That's from Mazzy. What's she doing? Charlie Ward. We'll have a look at Mazzy's tweet, shall we? I shall retweet. Well done. Right, let's have a quick look. Fake news refuses to cover the fact that the GDP went up 33.1% for the third quarter. Trump smashing the granny out of it, I tell you. What's this? Certainly. Yeah, I don't want to look at them, not fucking Hollywood tossers. David and Victoria Beckham. See fucking Netflix. You all want to fucking delete that shit. That's Millie. I've just shown you that, haven't I? Yes. Hunter Biden, there were some missing documents that got stolen basically, which are good now. What's this? That's that letter from Vigano again. Biden getting called out.
In Trump Towers, he said he was doing it before he hit the ground floor. Remember what he said? He said, I'm going to take down those rapist Mexicans. And he claimed, no, there was never been a president.
That's a lie, Joe.
Never been a president.
That's a lie.
Oh, it is a lie.
Yeah. And it was your son in the Ukraine. All right. Yeah. You're the one that offered to withhold $1 billion to cancel foreign relations. Son of a bitch, he got fired, right?
Apparently, that's Eric Trump. I don't know, that's what someone said. The 8th Circuit. Word date. Let's just have a listen to word date because.
Proof? New York Times? You want proof? Twitter? You want proof? Facebook? You want proof? You corrupt, lying, whatever you are? Here's the proof. I didn't write it. Russians didn't write it. And I didn't get the 30 million. Your prince got it. The Prince of Darkness. Joe Biden. The guy who used his son, a drug addict, to be his bag man. Why do you think his son lost his teeth at 40 years old? Because under this kind of pressure, working with murderers and organized criminals, I Anatoly Zoshevsky and Elena Butarina and Xi Jinping.
You get the message on that one. When I'm breaking last minute rule in Minnesota, do not put ballots in the mail anymore. There's Kaylee on stage. Great she is. Black voices for Trump. There's Pelosi, look at it. Fucking stupid cow. People marching through the streets. There was Paris again. What the fuck is that? IOC with someone else's tits out. I did want to show you that because this is my second time in it. 50 Cent in the club. Baby Chump. It's that letter again from Vigano. Oh, that was a where is he? I might have to put it in like that. What the fuck? Bad boy. That's Millie. That was Melania on stage with him last night, so something has changed there. That's that old boy. Oh, that's a shame. Can't even remember that lad's name. Oh yeah, here we go, that's Newsom again, is it? I'm sure I've retweeted it, and I wouldn't have to be fucking... Oh, there's nothing more down there. Oh well. Right, so... These posts were made on the 1st of November 2017, so coming up for a 3-year delta. Q clearance patron. My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days you will undoubtedly realize that we're taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants who wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On Post's order, we will have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11/3 upon the request of announcement of Mr. Podesta. The arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, actionable 11/4. Confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. Public riots are being organised in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. On Post's order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned as special ops carried out. Now, I have always warned about martial law in the streets and everything, but over the last 3 years with this 17 phenomenon coming out, I realised that there's no way you could ever take the deep state down without the military. So this is brilliant, and the military are behind Trump. That's what he needed. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition, a special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman and child of this country has been exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere of the country will unfortunately be divided, as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system, EMS. I don't know why it's EBS and it's EMS. Emergency message system maybe, during this time, an effort to provide a direct message, avoiding the fake news to all citizens, organisations and or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. Posters will be well insulated, protected on AF1 aboard specific and abroad. Specific locations classified. While these operations are conducted, due to the nature of the entrenchment, it's time to take back our country and make America great again. And the world, because whatever goes on in the States is going to happen around the world. So let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity and return power to the people. It is our hope that this message reaches enough people to make a meaningful impact. We cannot yet telegraph this message through normal methods, for reasons I'm sure everyone here can understand. Follow the questions from previous threads and remain calm. And the primary targets are within DC and remain at the top on both sides. Democrat, Republican, the swamp is deep. The spillover in the streets will be quickly shut down. Look for more false flags. Stay alert, be vigilant, and above all, please pray. For God so loved the world and gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Love is patient, love is kind. God bless my fellow Americans. 4/10/20. A lot of people think that means the date. But a lot of other people think it means 4DJT, Donald J. Trump. This was written 1st of November, like I said, 2017. Let me get rid of that. The other dropped. So if anyone sees this, this was 2nd November 20. Look to Twitter, exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. God bless. You know it's fucking going down. Big star. Right, I'm going to read you this. I'm not going to read you this. I'm just going to show you this. This is the letter from Vigano. Right, so you can just have a look at this. Screenshot that. That's page 1. That is page 2. This is page 3. And this is page 4. This was dropped on the board overnight. So there you go, from Carlo Maria Vigano, Archbishop of Alpiana, former apostolic nuncio to the United States of America. Like I say, that's the 2nd or 3rd letter he's written. Parler, what's going on in here? Not a lot. Bobulinski says it's the 3rd time. The 3rd wave, Hunter Biden's hard drive is going to be brought out. That's that letter. If they are really stupid enough to attempt a full-on coup with the White House, then I'm almost positive that is when we will see the tweet. My fellow Americans, I've just showed you that. Air Force One, Wales. And this is Rudy talking to Bannon.
This is an espionage operation. This is an attempt to tie Joe in. Like, look, they invested a lot of money in him earlier, right? 1.5 billion commitment to the fund. Probably made somewhere between 20 and 30 million with them earlier. So you'd say, well, that's enough. Well, you know, a politician has never really bought until the last guy buys him. And the Chinese have plenty of money, so they tied him up in an unbelievably compromising situation. He is the partner. This man is going to run for president of the United States. And if they reveal it on him, he's going to be running as a partner of 3 of the most notorious Chinese communists. One of whom is described by his own son in the audio recording that we have as a spy master. Now, the Chinese could not have been smart enough to realize that the American press would cover all this up. They probably figured, Steve, this was a kill shot. We got this guy in business, in a $10 million a year business, as a partner of the Chinese communists. But yeah, nobody's going to elect him. What they didn't count on is that 3/4 of the American press will cover it up. Either because they're favorable to the Chinese communists, because they're sick, demented over Trump, or they do anything for the Democrat Party. But this was an espionage operation It's quite clear from the documents this was not really going to be a business. Poor Mr. Bobulinski thought it was. He thought he was going into a real business. I mean, you can hear it when he says, you know, he was supposed to get $10 million, and then Hunter stole $5 million as a forgivable loan. Now, with no interest. What is a forgivable loan?
That's a forgivable loan, just a cash payment. And they kept kicking it down the road just to make sure that they could always.
It's a bribe. So what's the crime here? The crime here could very be conspiracy against the United States of America. It's a conspiracy to set up an espionage operation. It's a fraud because it's a non-business.
Yeah, there's that. So, Hunter Biden's got his own Pornhub channel, by account or account. There's not much more to say here. I'm just going to go back on Twitter because I think that is Bacon with JP. Is it? Here we go. Yeah. So
there's a terrible disease going around infecting millions of people. It's highly contagious, creating the worst pandemic the world's ever seen. If we don't act now, it's going to keep spreading, potentially infecting everyone. The disease is a mental condition called intelligence. Intelligence is a very contagious disease spreading around the globe at unprecedented rates. It's threatening to destroy the world as we know it. Symptoms of intelligence include thinking for yourself, elevated levels of self-responsibility, nuanced thought, the desire for freedom, acts of bravery, and an intolerance to being controlled by fear. We don't know much about intelligence, how it works, or how it spreads, but there's very strong evidence it's easily transmitted through ideas, self-expression, and human connection. Together, we can slow the spread of intelligence, but we all must practice strict obedience to the following guidelines. Socially distance yourself from critical thought. Sanitize your mind with the news. Rely on other people to tell you what's true for you. And wear a face suffocator to reduce the amount of oxygen going to your brain. Additionally, we'll need to permanently shut down the economy to fight this dangerous infection with the weapons of poverty and despair. We're also working with our partners at the social media giants who are strongly committed to ending intelligence by censoring free speech on their platforms. If you find yourself accidentally thinking for yourself or think you may have come in contact with someone infected with intelligence, please self-quarantine in front of the news for 14 days and seek the medical guidance of your local computer programmer. With this infection, it's also advisable to put your entire trust in the hands of people who, in the past, have been found guilty in antitrust lawsuits, and to outsource your entire thinking, well-being, and choices to people who aren't you. It's your social duty to help out and do your part. If we all work together, we can rid the world of intelligence once and for all.
That's Awaken with JP. Fucking brilliant he is. He's done loads of videos over this. Right, that's okay. We'll shut that down and get rid of that letter. Yeah, he's done loads of videos over this last. Right, there we go. That's my screen again. Let's go back to my. Hopefully that's recorded properly then. So, when you read that letter from Vigano, that should fucking put the wind of Christ up you, that. But people have been warning you about the New World Order for years, and I think some people thought it would have been quite nice. No, it would not. So, let me just read you this quote. People don't realise... How long have I... 29 minutes, perfect. People don't realise we are watching a movie, and they are going to let this movie and the cabal play out right up until the end, because you've got to realise, you've got to get people to realise the lies for themselves. You can't spoon feed people and say, here it is, here's what's happened. They won't believe you. I personally have been doing that for 20 years. You've got to let them see how close the cabal came to literally wiping out 11 of every 12 people on earth and enslaving everybody else, and everything they know would have been gone. Well, there we have it. pay for Trump. All eyes on the election. I hope that's worked. It's nice and early. It's shit outside, so I'm going to get on my turbo trainer, and I might do another one later because news is happening thick and fast. So 23-23-7 Juan 23-7-1. Love and light. Catch you later.